If you'd like to be featured on Newark TV, why not drop us a line on info@newark-tv.co.uk. Oh, and don't forget, hit the subscribe button. Well, here we are this morning outside Annie Van's. Who's Annie Van? This is the young lady that does all the wines. Yeah, you need a good drink? This is where you come. Come on, follow us in because my taste buds are going crazy.
Who am I? I am Annie Van, so Anne Hayes, but otherwise known as Annie Van around the town. I just never say my proper name on the phone because it's just Annie Van. I've been here for 16 and a half years. Where did that go? And before that I worked at Bottoms Up on Bargate for 10 years, so selling wine to the good people of Newark for 26 and a half years.
What made you jump then? You know, from
working for somebody else to do this myself.
Well,
when I first started working for Bottoms Up, it was an amazing company and I absolutely loved my job. But over the years we were bought out, and then we were bought out again, and then we were bought out again, and it just all went wrong, and we weren't getting the decent wine, and they made me clearance, and then they didn't, and it was all, and I was really fed up. So in the end, I was whinging to somebody about it, and he said to me, "Don't whinge, do something about it." And I thought, you know what, you're absolutely right. So I started writing my business plan, and thankfully I had offers of money from quite a few people locally, which was lovely. I didn't take it, but
Right.
that actually gave me massive confidence to do it. So there were three of us, and there still are three of us, partners. Majority. I just mentioned that, and and then so we came over here, found this premises, which was quite hard to find something because I wanted parking, and eventually came across this, and we started doing it up, and what a transformation. It looks amazing.
So do us a favour, just describe the place for us.
So I've got about 1,600 square feet of shop, which is packed to the rafters with possibly 500 or 600 wines. I haven't counted them recently, so I'm not quite sure, but quite a lot of wine from all over the world. Some lovely spirits, Cherries, quite a lot of gin, about 50 gins, lots of little bits, you know, nuts and crisps and things. And of course, until 4 years ago, I had my wine bar area, but I closed that at the end of 2016 because actually it was extremely hard work for not a lot of profit. And I'm getting on a bit now, and I just didn't want to do that anymore. So I decided, and so I changed it back to a wine shop, and fingers crossed, for the last 4 years, apart from the last year, you know, that word, which was incredibly challenging, things have gone well.
I know we said we weren't going to talk about it.
No, we're not going to talk about it.
No, we are.
Oh, okay, we are. Okay,
I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Because you said it was incredibly difficult. What were you doing then? How did you manage? How did you get through it?
Well, I closed, like they said we had to close. And then I went home and spent a day walking around the house thinking, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I haven't got an online presence because I didn't really want an online presence.
Why?
Massively competitive.
Oh, okay, right.
It's a whole new ball game doing wine online in stock and supply, and
Sure.
There's nothing more irritating, is there, than clicking on something online and it's out of stock.
Yeah.
So that was all a big thing. So I thought, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? So I thought, right, go back to work and just ring all your customers up, Anne. So I did. So I came back, doors closed, came back to work, worked my way through my mailing list and just rung people bit by bit saying, hello, I'm here, I'm closed, but I can still supply wine. Just let me know and I'll deliver it. So that's what I did.
And how'd it go?
It went great. And then, because I thought, there might be people out there who do want to shop with me who can't because I haven't got their phone number or whatever, what am I going to do? So I put together a list which is called the lockdown list and sent it out on Facebook Face Egg, as I call it, Facebook, and I think I've got something like 2,300 followers, something like that.
Well, just from that?
No, anyway,
right.
Anyway, I have got some new ones from there.
Drunkards, a lot of them.
I know, but I've got about 2,300 followers, so
Yeah.
we sent it out and put it out there, and that worked really well as well. So I've got lots of new customers, lots of regular customers who are using me,
Yeah.
and it was fine. So I had a decent year.
What amazes me is the fact that, like you say, there are certain businesses that thrive. There was always going to be certain businesses that went,
That
you know,
struggled.
struggled massively. But like you say with yourself, we all like a drink, Anne,
Yes,
don't we?
we do.
So that was very enterprising of you.
Well, I like to think that I was offering a valuable service to the community.
Oh, believe me, I've seen my neighbour. My neighbour had boxes and boxes and boxes. For days,
yeah.
she'd never come out. And when she did, she was all over the place. You should see her lawn. I mean, it was all over the place. But anyway, yeah. It is interesting that you built this up, and we're sitting in this beautiful little courtyard and everything else, because it used to be an old garage, didn't it?
It did.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of things in its past. It was a proper garage with petrol pumps and things in the 30s, and then I think it went to car sales. Then in the 70s, vintage cars.
It was, yeah, classics.
And that's the word. Yeah, couldn't remember that. And then after that, of course, Jeff Whitaker was in here with the potting shed.
Yeah.
Which, am I allowed to tell them? Yeah. Behind me, folks, this is Taylor's Fine Dining here.
Yes, it is.
So we work together quite a lot, and here is this. You might be able to see it on the camera. Is a beautiful greenhouse that's been built that you'll be able to eat in, and it's going to be called the Potting Shed, after what this place was
Lovely,
called.
bit of traditional history coming back through.
So we are planning to open our little courtyard again.
Yeah.
Only outside and only at the weekends.
Yeah. What type of stuff can we do? Is just drink? Can we eat? Or
There will be nibbles.
Right.
Yeah. At the moment, Steve from Taylor's is using it for sort of small plate dining.
Yeah.
So you need to look on his Facebook page for that.
Yeah.
But we're planning to open in the middle of May on a Saturday.
Yeah.
With nibbles and lovely wine.
Now, let's talk about the wine, because that's one of the reasons why we're here. You mentioned how many different types?
I think about 500, possibly more.
Okay. So
I get carried away.
Here's the challenge: name them all.
I probably could actually.
Yeah, I bet you could as well. Yeah.
Most of them. Yeah.
What I mean, you'll give us a rundown. I mean, what type of wines you got in?
Well, I have
And where they're from?
great quality entry level wines. So
What does that mean?
Okay, cheaper. Less money, cost
all it
less
is.
money. So I start about £7.
Yeah.
So I've got really lovely quality French, South African, Chilean, lots and lots of stuff at that, and then I go up to £150 a bottle.
Really?
Yeah.
What have we got? 150
£150 a bottle.
What's it going to buy you?
Top claret, top burgundy, prestige champagne, Cuvée Sir Winston Churchill, Tattanger, Dom Perignon, Krug, all that sort of stuff. So I've got lovely entry level, lovely word that, entry level, isn't it? And amazing stuff, and lots of fantastic stuff in between. I guess my top selling range is 8, 9, 10, 11.
Right, that's a good price, isn't
Yes,
it?
yeah, because
nice
you
little
get
price bracket.
fabulous quality for.
What's your top wine? What's your top seller?
The top seller is a red from Sicily called Baglio Passimiento, which many people will recognise the name. It's a late harvest Nero d'Avola from Sicily, which is a classic grape from there, and it's had. What happens when you late harvest grapes is you leave them on the vine a little bit, and it develops a little bit more sugar and becomes a little bit more dried, if you like.
Right.
So there's this lovely sweet, soft, smooth fruit, and this wine I have sold thousands of bottles of it. People just love it, and that's my top seller ever in 16 years.
I want you to be truthful now. Have you ever just had a little sip of all 500?
Well, I taste them all before I sell them.
Oh, really?
I won't sell anything unless I can taste it.
Well, one minute. So we're relying on your palate that you've smashed over the years.
It's called a good commercial palate.
Is it what it's called?
Yes.
So just take us through that then. So when you go down and you go to your suppliers and everything else.
Yeah.
Well, so take us through the process. What happens?
So they plan their tastings, which obviously there haven't been any of for a year. They plan their tastings and they have new vintages of wines. I've sold wines for 16 years, the same wine, but obviously different vintages. So they move through the vintage, and they plan it out. Some of them, 300 or 400 wines on taste. Obviously, you can't taste them all because you lose it after a certain amount anyway. But what I do is I get prior details of them, and I go through the book and I look and I think, oh yeah, I need to taste that and that. I've got a gap in the range there, or that wine's finished, I need to replace something there. Through lockdown and COVID, we've had, my suppliers have been amazing. If I needed something, they just sent me a bottle and I would taste it, or them, and decide if I wanted to buy them or not. So then I think I taste it, I look, is it balanced, is it commercially, because it doesn't matter what I like.
Right.
It's about whether I can sell it to my customers. And I know my customers, obviously, after all this time. And there are some customers I know would love things and wouldn't like things.
Right. What would you do then if, let's say I came in, I'm not a wine connoisseur at all, I'm new to wine, and I say to you, what can you recommend me? What's the question or the fact find that you'd go through?
First of all, I would say, obviously, red or white. and what I ask is, if you were buying a wine in a shop or you were in a restaurant, what would you order or what would you buy? So I get some sort of clue. Now, under normal circumstances, I have things open.
Okay.
And I can give you a taste.
Oh,
so
right.
I ask a few questions. What do you like? Do you like full-bodied, light, dry, sweet, whatever? A few questions, and then I have lots of things open. I've got an amazing machine called a caravan, which it inserts a needle through the cork.
All right.
Into the bottle. You can then draw wine out through the needle, and it inserts argon gas back into the bottle and seals the space.
Oh,
so that wine left in the bottle doesn't go off.
So that when I came in, I said to Scott, "Hey, look at this! Look, it's evaporating." So it's you doing your crafty, which
you were looking at those bottles on the bar. Yeah. That is with the caravan.
Oh right.
So I've got that now, and so that means I can have really good wines on by the glass.
Right.
Or for tasting.
It's clever, isn't it?
Very clever.
Yeah.
Why didn't I think of that?
Yeah, why didn't you? Yeah, I asked myself.
Yeah.
But I mean, looking at all the wines, you mentioned full-bodied there, and what are those classifications? What do they actually mean?
Well, it's what you're tasting. So when you taste a wine, does it taste fruity? Does it taste dry? Does it taste tannic? Is it almost chewable? Are you serious? There's a chewable wine. Some people say to me, "Oh, that was really big, full-bodied," and that's it's a skill, wine tasting,
right,
obviously.
Okay, yeah.
But what I try to do is just say to people, "Look, just have a taste of this. Is that what you're looking for?" And obviously, some wines with food, you need food with some wines because it's massive. It's huge. I can't do your wine tasting in 2 minutes, but
it is a big subject.
Oh,
isn't
huge.
it? Yeah.
Huge.
Food. You mentioned in food. That combination of food and wine and everything. That's very important, isn't it?
It is, yeah. But you know what? If you want to drink sweet sparkling wine with your steak, fine. Doesn't matter. It's your taste, and that's exactly that's the most important thing. Your taste. I would never try and push anything onto it. I do food and wine matching for tailors,
right? For
their menus every week. And Steve tells me what he's putting on the menu, and I match some wines to that.
That's actually a nice combination, isn't it?
It's lovely. Works really well together.
Yeah.
Works very well.
So we've got all the wines. What else do you do in there? Gin.
Yeah, lots
I thought
of gins.
I'd prompt you there because
lots
I could
of
see
gins.
you gazing. Yeah.
Lots of gins.
What is it with gin? Because I mean, gin suddenly came back with a vengeance, didn't it?
Well, I think what happened was Fever Tree, very clever people, they pushed it, but whiskey distilleries were making new malts, and before you can release a malt whiskey, it's 8 years.
Oh right.
It has to be aged. So you've got all that whiskey in those barrels in that distillery costing you money.
Cool. Dear
Gin, you can make it in hours.
Yeah.
So the big, the forefront, the forerunners really, things like The Botanist and Rock Rose and what's the other famous Scottish one? Anyway, there are lots of them. They've been around for a long, long time, and they're fabulous quality botanical gins, and they're lovely, and it's easy. And personally, I don't like gin except in the summer. Can't drink a gin and tonic in the winter. It doesn't seem to work for me. But and I'm a wine girl anyway. But yeah, it's massive, massive, massive. And I also think that all the fruity gins, which are sweet, appeal to the younger palate.
Right.
People a lot younger than you and I, Steve.
Can you believe it?
Looking at the cameraman.
Looking at the camera, he's young. He's
That's
got
what I
gin and
mean,
tonic
he's
on.
very young.
Yeah, he's supping away there. Beautiful, yeah.
So it's massive.
Yeah.
Personally, I think it's got a bit out of hand, but and I have had to cut down my range a bit because it was just getting out crazy. Yeah, and I'm a wine shop at the end of the day, but I do still do a lot of lovely, and I try and keep it local and artisan.
Now, when you say local, that's interesting. Where are you getting local wines from?
Well, not local wine, but local gin.
Oh, local gin. We got local gin?
We've got lots. We've got Lincoln, Louth, gin everywhere.
Really?
Gin is everywhere. Yes.
I would never have guessed.
Yeah, lots of. There's about 5 out of Lincoln. Grantham gin. I sell Grantham gin and Grantham rum.
Good heavens.
Yeah. But
So all these
wine-wise, I don't
microbrewers-
have anything local, but I do have English, some really lovely English wines.
So they just all of a sudden popped up, all these different gin makers?
Yeah, because actually anybody can make gin. But
How do you make gin then?
to make good gin,
How do you make
don't
it?
ask me.
Well, you only sell it.
That's technical.
She had a technical girl.
Technical. It's distilled
Right.
and with botanicals.
Yeah.
End of.
You got
Don't
it
ask
down.
me
haven't you?
anything else.
But also you got.
I can tell you how to make wine. But
Yeah. We'll get onto that in a minute. Sherry.
yes, I do. some
really good sherry.
I do
What would
some
be a really good
lovely
sherry?
sherries. Well, again, it's all about taste.
Yeah.
So there are 4 main types of sherry. So Manzanilla, Fino, Amontillado and cream. So very dry, medium and sweet. And then to expand on that, there are a lot of those, but beautiful. And sherry has made a little bit of a comeback. People are starting to buy a bit more sherry. Port, I've got a lovely range of ports.
Porto.
Beautiful ports, yeah, fabulous ports. White port, which is gorgeous, yeah, very elegant.
White port?
Yeah, white port.
Really?
Yeah, I've got about 5 white ports.
This is an eye-opener.
Dessert wine, I must have 40 dessert wines.
Cool, you and me.
Yeah.
What about the aperitifs? What have you got?
Yeah, sort of, like vermouths and things like that. Well, I tend to sell fizz for aperitif.
Yeah.
Yeah, sell a lot of fizz, a lot of sparkling stuff.
You see, we've got summer coming up.
Yeah, absolutely.
What would you recommend for summer?
Well, a lovely aperitif in summer is Aperol Spritz, which is Aperol, soda, Prosecco, loads of ice and a slice of orange.
Oh, it sounds gorgeous.
Delicious. Really, really lovely. And that's like orange flavoured vermouth.
Yeah, just bear with me a minute. Make mine a large, thank you. Yeah.
We can do that. If you want.
We're going to get you to knock one up before we go, believe me. So with the sparkling wines and everything else, it just seems that, with the shop, it's set back, isn't it? I mean, all right, it's opposite the castle,
Yes.
but it is set back. You wouldn't know it's here.
No, I have had to work quite hard at letting people know we're here, and people still come in and say, "How long have you been here?"
Right.
Oh, 16 years. What? So yeah, we've had to work hard at that. But of course, the amazing thing is I've got my own car park, private car park, so my customers can drive in and park and pick their wine up and go. And we do things out there. Tasting evenings, functions, weddings, parties. You've had do's out there, haven't you?
I have, yes. Not
prize
that I can
givings. Prize giving, you can remember. Yeah. Prize giving.
Yeah. What about the future? What does the future hold?
For me personally, or
for
for Et Vin?
For Et
Vin, well, we're rolling on at the moment and doing all right and ticking over nicely. As I said earlier in the conversation, I'm getting on a bit now, so I am planning my exit.
Oh, right.
Not next week, obviously.
No. What about a year, 2 years?
A couple of years, I think, because I want to go off and travel to all the lovely wine regions that I've never had a chance to visit.
Wait, whoa, stop.
So I'm going to go.
But you've got a wine shop, and have you been to any?
I've been to quite a lot.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah, I've been to loads of places, but there are also loads of places I haven't been to.
Where would you like to go?
Well, Portugal particularly, because I haven't done Portugal ever. I've managed to avoid going to Portugal about 6 times.
Why?
Because something came up and I couldn't go on a supplier trip.
Yeah.
So I've been to South Africa, I've been to France countless times, Italy, Spain, Sicily, which I absolutely loved. Ooh, I thought a cup of tea was coming out there.
Oh, so how important though, is it for your staff or anybody getting into this game, to actually go and see, taste, smell, see that whole process?
That's massively important. And obviously I can't send, I've only me and Chrissy now.
Right.
But I can't send Chrissy off on trips, but she comes to tastings with me.
Right.
So we do taste the wines together and look for new things.
When's your next tasting?
Well, I don't know at the moment because they've been doing lots of Zoom tastings and all that, but I don't get that really. Hopefully in the autumn. Oh, actually, July there's one planned at the moment.
Yeah.
In Manchester.
Here?
No, in Manchester, supplier tasting. So hopefully that's going to be, that we're going to be able to get back to that because it's really important.
So does that mean that the locals can actually look forward to coming to Et Vin for her own tasting?
Hopefully in the autumn, yes.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, we'll be able to get back to having wines on taste in the shop.
Yeah.
A lot more easily after things open up, hopefully. But hopefully my big autumn tasting will go ahead in November. Might be reduced numbers because of social distancing. We don't know where we're going to be.
Nobody knows where we're going to go with that.
No. So,
well, look, one last note. I mean, I noticed that you're actually working on the courtyard. What are the plans for the courtyard?
Well, this is just about finished now. We've put new planters in, new tables, new chairs, new planting, all sorts of things, painting. And then, as we say, into May, middle of May, we're opening it at the weekend for drinks and nibbles.
Brilliant.
So, and I think the first day might just be booked up already. The jungle drums have been working already.
Good. No, that's
so
good
I think
news,
we're booked up because we're going to do 2 sittings.
Yeah.
Share the love.
Yeah.
Which will be sort of 12 to 3 and 3 to 6.
And when's that going out?
I think May the 8th we're opening.
Right.
And that's going to be just Saturdays really.
Yeah.
For nibbles anyway.
Cool.
Oh, I just heard a delivery arriving. That's exciting, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, Anne, thank you very much this morning. Newark TV wishes you all the best.
Thank you.
And what we'll do is we will get to talk to you again.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Please do. Thank you. Bye.
If you'd like to be featured on Newark TV, why not drop us a line on info@newark-tv.co.uk. Oh, and don't forget, hit the subscribe button.